Good morning, children. Welcome back. Today, we shall look at the next poem in our Beehive text for Standard 9 Wind, written by Subramanya Bharti. Before we look into the poem, let's know something about its creator. Chinnaswamy Subramanya Bharti, also known as Bhartiyar, was a Tamil writer, poet, and journalist, an Indian independence activist and social reformer from Tamil Nadu. Popularly known as Mahakavi Bharati, he was a pioneer of modern Tamil poetry and is considered one of the greatest Tamil literary figures of all times. His numerous works were fiery songs kindling patriotism and nationalism during the Indian independence movement. The poem Wind has been originally titled Katru in Tamil. This Tamil poem has been translated into English by A.K. Ramanujan. A.K. Ramanujan was an Indian poet and scholar of Indian literature. He has written in both English and Kannada languages. He is known for his translation of classical and modern poetry. And as I told you just now, this poem Katru has been translated into English by A.K. Ramanujan. Now we will have a brief introduction of this poem. What is the poem all about? The poem Wind describes the power of wind on human life and nature. Here, wind symbolizes problems and obstacles that we all face and go through at some point in our lives. Wind inspires us to face the challenges thrown at us with grit and determination. The poem explains the positive and negative qualities of wind. Wind is a symbol of difficulties, adversities, challenges that humans have to face for their survival. The poem is a satire on human weakness and the power of the strong humans. Hence, we should be strong enough to face all the hardships of life with courage, as the weak willed can always be overpowered by the strong. Survival is therefore of the fittest. Now let's read the beautiful lines as put in by the poet Subramanya Bharti.
Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let us joint the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roll and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day.
Now, dear children, let's look at the poem in detail. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. The poem opens with the poet's request to the wind. The poet appeals to the wind to be gentle. He requests the wind not to break the shutters of the window, not to scatter the papers or throw the books off the shelf. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. In these lines, the poet scolds the wind for the mess it has created in the house. The wind has not only thrown the book, but also torn the pages of the books, which means that the books cannot be read. The poet looks out of the shattered window and accuses the wind of bringing in more rain. The rainwater can cause further damage to the mess in the room as it enters the room through the broken shutters. The strong and gusty wind signifies turmoil and trouble in our life. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. In these lines, the poet in a subdued tone accuses the wind of troubling the weak and fragile, or someone too meek and mild to protect themselves from the harshness of the world. The wind tears down doors, rafters, and even entire wooden houses, leaving people stranded to face the harshness. Here the word crumbling has been repeated to lay stress that everything crumbles in the face of a strong wind. The situation idiomatically implies that the troubles in life come as suddenly as the wind, causing destruction and leaving behind devastation. Here the poet re-emphasizes that whenever a weak person faces any adversity or challenge in life, he or she breaks down. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Here the poet is addressing the wind as wind god, and he says that the powerful god of wind winnows. That means he sifts all the people, and those people who are weak fall down and get crushed. So here a comparison is made between wheat and people. Just like we winnow the wheat to separate the grains from chaff, the wind god separates the strong people from the weaker ones. When there is a strong wind, all the things that are weak fall down and get crushed. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. In these lines, the poet states that the wind is too self-willed and egoistic. He will not listen to any appeal, so it is for us to protect ourselves. We should build strong structures with firm foundations so that the wind can neither harm nor penetrate it. We must make ourselves physically and mentally strong to be able to face the ill effects of the wind. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. Yes, dear children, if we keep ourselves physically and mentally strong, then the wind can neither frighten nor harm us. The wind can become our friends. The poet wants to convey the message that if we are strong willed, we can face all the hurdles or troubles in life easily. On the other hand, if we are weak, then we will be surrounded by strong forces and we would be eventually destroyed. Now let's look at the concluding lines of the poem. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. Here the poet describes the merits and the demerits of the wind. He says the merit is that it can blow down weak fire. But if the fire is burning fiercely, then it will make it burn with a stronger force or more powerfully. The next line, his friendship is good. In this line, the poet concludes that the wind is a friend to the strong, but will be enemies to the weak who fall prey to its force. Metaphorically speaking, we can overcome all our troubles if we build a strong character. If we surrender to adversities, then it will break us down. However, when we muster courage to face the challenges, it will help us to become a strong person. Hence, challenges act as a friend. The last line of the poem is, we praise him every day. In the last line, the poet concludes and invokes us to sing devotional songs in praise of the wind god for motivating us to be strong to face the challenges in life. So, dear children, if you look into this poem, you'll realize it's inspiring and motivating, and each one can learn so much from the wind. The wind is a natural phenomena. It gives us values which we can all imbibe and adopt in our life.
Accept the adversities and obstacles in your life as challenges and turn them into opportunities for self-development. Be strong to vanquish and not to be vanquished.
Exactly. When you face difficult times, remember, children, these are challenges which are not sent to destroy you, but to promote, improve, and strengthen you. Dear children, I hope you have been able to understand the underlying meaning of the poem Wind and assimilate its significance. In my next video, I shall discuss the poetic and literary devices used in the poem. Thank you all for watching this video.